This is a demonstration of the new App Enabler connector feature in OnBase16. As you see here, I'm in my line of business application. AE Live is telling me that I am missing a vendor invoice. What I've been able to do through AE Connector is embed a button in my line of business system. We'll call directly to Application Enabler and launch whichever context I configure it. So here I've configured Perform Upload so that my users can easily upload those missing documents that you see in AE Live. You'll notice that the keywords that are on the screen come over as the App Enabler typically functions. However, Connector's a little bit different because these values are not sent by screen scraping, they are sent programmatically. This is really important in this current use case. If I am the OnBase administrator, I would like a value that is not currently being shown on this screen to also be indexed on that document. So here on this requisition page, you see this status issue reviewed. So I call my developer and I say, hey, can you please send Application Enabler that keyword so that when my user clicks this button, that keyword comes across with that document. They of course respond, yes, I will have that done by the end of the day. So this is how you would configure App Enabler Connector. You'll see there's a new section in AE Config specifically for these connections. We have currently configured one connection between this line of business system and App Enabler. And what I would like to do is modify that connection to support the new keyword that my developer will be sending to me. So we'll hit Manage Connections. This screen, there's lots of options here. We're going to stick with the base Upload Vendor Invoice action, and I'm going to edit that action. Here you see the name of the action, the context that we want to perform. If you wanted to change this context or add new contexts, you have the full power of Application Enabler behind Connector. So any of these things can be now triggered programmatically from line of business, from your line of business application. Just as you're familiar with, you select your document types first, and then you select your keyword types. So I told my developer that I would like this status to now be indexed on that new document that I'm uploading. So I will add that keyword to this configuration. The alias is what the keyword will be called. So my developer calls me and tells me, hey, I can send you this, but it needs to be called status. As such, I can leave this. However, my developer might call me and say, it is called status number 1. Whatever your line of business system knows of that keyword as, you as the OnBase administrator will be able to type in that value. So what Application Enabler does is it owns that mapping for you. Commonly PO number, PO number sign are all variations of a keyword that exist in multiple places. This allows you to map those two things easily with AE Config so that you don't have to worry about your line of business system knowing about your OnBase keywords. So you'll see now a selected keyword, status. I will finish. I'm going to save my config file and reload my config file. As soon as I deploy this config file to my users, I will tell them, just as they were before, to upload that new invoice that they know that they are missing. And you'll notice in the keyword panel that this status now comes across. So once they have their invoice, drag and drop, just as they normally have with the upload panel, upload that document, and you'll notice that Live now recognizes that there are 4 documents with the system, still missing that check, but here is the invoice that I just uploaded with all of the keywords that were sent programmatically through a line of business application. So in this instance, we have already implemented Connector and this button was already functional. What happens if they haven't done that yet? How do I communicate effectively to my developer and let them know what Application Enabler is expecting? In AE Config, we've given the ability to print a sample payload of what App Enabler is expecting. So here are my connections once again, the action of upload vendor invoice. Let's say that I am configuring this for the first time I've finished configuring, I've added my keywords, I've added my document types, I've told it that I would like to upload a document. I can click this sample. These are two potential ways that Application Enabler can receive this information. You can simply take a screenshot of this dialog, send them to your developer, and they will know what to do. They will know how to give you that information. So the conversation of what the keywords are called can be had before or after. Application Enabler makes it very easy to go back to create this connection, to modify this connection, and then to update this connection as new values and new keywords become accessible to you. For more information, please visit the Application Enabler product community at onbase.com/community.